Greetings, people of the interwebs, and welcome to what is a very unusual format I've decided to do on this one. So I'm going to play you some footage of me and my good father working on Jenny earlier. But I'll do like a bit of a commentary along with it on there. It's in time lapse, yeah, it's not in real time because that'd be boring, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's. I'll start playing the video there, and I'll talk to you guys. It's like kind of like a reaction video, but to my own video. If that makes any sense. So here we are, just getting tools and everything ready. I'm just gonna put me rubber gloves on. My dad's already got his overalls on and everything. He's proper organised. He's also got some of them cool working gloves that Mark gave him, my brother gave him. And she's given me some, and I can't remember where I've put them. I think I've put them in garage safe somewhere. So we just we've already had a look at what we're supposed to do to get the bumper off up to now. So we just need to crack on and do it really. So first of all, we're taking the top the nuts on studs on the top. While I have a look, see what fasteners are underneath. Give them a bit of spray WD-40. I've ordered some of that Bulldog stuff because apparently it's really good. But we shall see when that arrives. It's time for us to start laying on floor, so I'm just taking these 3 screws at either end that hold that bit of the bumper onto the wheel arch liner. So I'm just doing them. Well, my dad uses this magical tool that I bought in the other year, which is like a wrench, like an electric wrench. I think it's an impact wrench as well. It weren't a massive amount of money, but it's like, even if it's not got the power to turn the nuts when they're tight, when you've got them loose, it just buzzes them off, so it saves you a bit of time. But yeah, obviously it's bigger than a normal ratchet for you to be able to put fit in spaces and stuff, but it works. We could do with crawlers actually, just so it supports your head, because it does your neck muscles in having to hold your head up off ground. Maybe we should get like hats with big cushions on back. Maybe that's an idea. Looks like there's one room we're a bit stuck, and I think one snapped. So he's just working it backwards and forwards there. Well, what am I looking for? I'm looking for something. Oh, I'm looking for a wire brush. Unfortunately, the wire brush I've got was at home. There's an amazing amount of car bits that you have to do that's underneath. So I've done bottom bits, so I'm just peeling away the wheel liner on that side there. Just to see if there were another screw. Now there's a bolt behind the number plate, which is weird. So took that off, put screws back in, and then I'm just going to try and find a wrench to take that bolt out in the middle. Exciting stuff, eh? Here I am, wrenching away. And then my dad's trying to get the screws out of the other side on there. Now it looks like when somebody's put it up on a ramps like we've got, at some point it's scraped them screw heads, so there were no heads really left on them. So he's got mole grips and just twisted them out that way. So I've just got that light off there so I can see where the screw is that holds the tail end of the bumper into the wing, and I can see it. And it's one of them where I could do with a massive long screwdriver, but fortunately they were tight, but not not too tight for me to be able to undo. So I need to do the same on this side then. The reason we're taking the bumper off is these bits and pieces that I'm going to change on it. So we need to take it off and get it. It's got a bit of a I think it's got a bit of a scrape on it from memory. And yeah, we're going to paint it up anyway. So we're just getting that other screw out on the other side that's holding it onto the bottom of the wing. So it should just clip off there. There we go. So that's the bumper off. My dad's putting tools away already, which is a mistake because we need them again in a second. So here we go. So a bit of a spray, some screws basically holding that grill on front back. I mean, you can't really see it, but that's what we're doing. And then we're on about the spotlights, because on the back, basically I can't find spotlight surrounds and spotlights for a Rover 200, which is odd. I must be searching wrong things. Yeah, it'd be nice if I can see a picture of them, because then I'll know how they go together. So just taking the screws out of the back. I think it's 6 or 8. So a number of screws anyway that hold the grill in to the bumper from the back. So we're gonna get them out there. While my dad does a good impression of holding the lights. We also noticed while we'd got front of the car off, the radiator's a bit crap. There's quite a few fins missing out of it, so that will be something that we need to do later. But looking at how it's fastened in, there's no advantage of doing it while bumper's not on, basically. So it will be something we'll do later. The other reason we're taking bumper off as well is to be able to get the headlights out, because the one on the passenger side is quite wet. There was quite a lot of condensation in it. And then the one on the driver's side needed buffing up a bit anyway. So I thought, well, we'll get them out. We'll get them in house. Get them to dry off a bit. I'll see if there's any. I can't see any leaks or anything on there. But if I can find a passenger side one cheap, I might get that, because there's a bit of a crack on back. Because the way they're held in, there's 2 bolts at top. There's a push lug just behind where indicator is. But on the other side, there's like a stud that's sort of like plastic welded into the headlight, and with a nut on it. But both of them were just rusted so much. The one on the driver's side just spanned the stud. The other one, I couldn't even get a socket onto the nut. It had crumpled, so we basically levered it out so the stud stayed where it were, and the plastic came, well, it broke around it. They'd go back on, no problem. That stud's not really helping, to be honest. But yeah, if I can find another passenger side one, hopefully it'll not be full of water. But I can't see where the water's getting in or not getting out from. So we'll see what it's like when it's dried off. I did see somewhere that sold like projector headlights for 200s, but I've not seen lots of them around. I've only seen them on one car. Just put the bumper on the top of the car now, just so it's out of the way. So what we're doing here, so this is where I'm just looking to see what else is holding on the headlight from the back on there. So as I say, there's like a pushing lug just behind where indicator is, and then on the other side towards middle of the car, that's where there's a stud and a bolt, a stud and a nut. The radiator is quite a big size, isn't it, for the front of the car there. Well, maybe that's what radiator sizes normally are. So on TF, it's got. I'm sure on TF it's at an angle, but it might be same size. Are they different on all K series, or is it just same radiator? I'd have thought it'd be same radiator. Can't see why they'd change it. That electric wrench thing is good. You just got to be careful that you don't use it in situations where something's stuck, because you probably got quite a high chance of breaking plastics and stuff. So you have to be a bit careful with it. I don't think there's a torque setting on it. So I'm looking for. I've got my dad some tiny little long reach and short reach sockets that are all anodised different colours, so you can tell at a glance which colour, which size it is you've got. And I can't find them. Or am I looking for an extension? Oh, I'm looking for an extension because I found the sockets. They're down there on the floor next to that bucket. More discussions about where extensions and stuff are. We've got an adapter, so I didn't even realise there was an adapter in that box. Tried an extension, but it was too long. So I could feel it turning, and there were a bit of resistance there. But I was going for so long, and then it weren't moving at all. It was basically there's the nut, the stud, and then the bit that's anchored into the plastic is kind of like a rectangle, and it was just that spinning round where it shouldn't have been spinning round. It's random how small the crash bar is on front as well. I expected it to be a bit bigger than that, especially with it being front at car. But we're just giving up on that now. So we're just going to pull the headlight out. I can see it's moving. I can see that that's not doing anything. So I'm just going to pull the headlight out. Boink. There we go. So that's why we see that stud still in car. Not in the car, but yeah, you know. And then we took it out by grabbing it with mole grips and going for it this way, just in case I wanted to get another one and put it in. I might try and just epoxy that one back into headlight. But on the other side, I think it were a lost cause. But we'll see. So yeah, the one we've just taken out is the one that's a bit milky, and we need to give it a bit of a polish. And then this one on the passenger side is the one that's got moisture inside. I don't know. I can't remember when I stopped filming. You'll see how much moisture there were inside when I take headlight out, if I film that bit. We're just struggling with that other stud on there. So they're not a good design. It doesn't need to be like that, because it's not actually providing that much stability. Like them top bolts are holding it quite secure, and there's a lug. It could have just done with being like a plastic nut or another lug, to be honest. I'm trying to think on Fiesta. I think on Fiesta I had, and their headlights are quite long. I'm pretty sure they were just two locating lugs and a bolt or two bolts. Still trying to find a socket to fit that nut, which is all sorts of cracked. Get a big screwdriver out. You ready? This is how you manhandle something out. Poink. There you go. Done. Putting bolts back into slam panel so we don't lose them. Oh, and all that water's just come out of that headlight. And we're just talking about how watery it is. Just taking all bulbs out so basically we can air it out. So we, later on we took it inside, put it on top of the radiator and let it dry out in there. And what we'll do is we'll let them all dry out on that, and then we'll give them the lenses a polish again before we put them back. I'll put some orange bulbs in there as well, because I know they've got orange reflectors on them, but it'd be super orange if I put orange bulbs in. There was also one bit, if you look just under where the passenger headlight was, there's like a resistor and a wire, and we didn't know what that was at first, but I think I know what it is, because there's two horns there, but they're the same part number, so it's unlikely that you'd have two horns of the same part number doing the same sound. There we go, it's ended. So I think that resistor sits in series with one of the horns, so you get two tones, so one horn will be a different tone to the other. So it might be in parallel or in series. I think it's in series. I think that's what that's there for. It was a bit confusing at first. Why there's an aluminium package resistor there. So yeah, there you go. That's our first little bit of working on working on Jenny. So I hope you enjoyed that, and look forward to the next part. So the next part of the journey for us is painting up that bumper, painting up the covers where the spotlights would be. So I'm going to do them the same colour as the bumper. Painting up that grille mesh that you can see in the back of the air dam. Swapping over the top grille, doing something to the bottom grille, polishing up the headlights. Then we're putting all that back on. Also I need to paint the trim strips as well. Then putting all that back on. I wonder if I'll paint them black bits at the bottom, same colour as them trim strips. Might do that. Anyway, yeah, and then we put all that back on, and then our next bit is to move to stuff in the engine bay. So there's the windscreen wiper motor to do. Yeah, just a general tidy up in there actually, and then we'll be moving on to door mirrors, so they're going to get switched over for some of the ones that I'm painting. Then we'll do. I'm not doing anything bodywork wise at back, and then the back bumper needs painting, but we're going to do that on. I need to sort out the tailgate because there's some rust around the push button for the boot release. I'm going to do a rear wiper delete, I think, possibly, maybe, or I might just paint that up. I kind of fancy doing a delete. I don't know. I've still not made my mind up. I keep going from one to another, and then yeah, there's some bits on back, so I'll show you that in another video. So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and look out for part 9, I think, the next one. Bye.